Hey, welcome to today's morning meeting. I'm Greg Luther, the one guy that meets with you every single day to help you in growing your business, and you are about to get audited. I've always hated that word because it makes you think of the IRS. Essentially, what you're going to do is audit yourself so you can actually make $1 million. If what I cover over the next few minutes can actually put you on track to generate an extra $1 million, are you okay with getting audited? Of course you are, right? You're going to do a little bit of a marketing audit. What I like to do, I hate that word audit. I know a lot of the industry trade terms are used that way. What I like to look at it as a diagnostics exam. Now, that's not accurate either because we're not really looking at diagnostics here, but let's look at how you're generating your business, what you're doing right, what you're doing wrong, and what's probably missing. If you take your car in and you do a diagnostics check, they'll tell you this is what's wrong with it, or you need to fix this, or something like that. For a lot of agents, it's one of two things. It's either your lead generation is not working well, or you're generating a lot of leads and your lead conversion sucks. It's going to be one or the other. And frankly, for some agents, it's going to be both. But what I want you to do is I want you to today, let's get a little bit of an audit together. I do this a lot when I meet with agents in a one-on-one fashion. We do consulting days. We call them blueprint days. And I'll do a full audit of their business so we can find where the holes are, patch those holes, and get them making a lot more money. The type of impact I want to make isn't a couple $100 grand. A couple $100 grand is not going to get you very far as a real estate agent. I want you to go big. I want you to do some really big things here. And the only way that's going to happen is if you take an honest assessment, a true marketing audit of what you're doing today and how you can make some changes to that. So what I want you to do is on that piece of paper, I want you to write down what is the number one source that you're using to generate business on a consistent basis. Go ahead and write that down. And then beside it, I want you to honestly say how many deals per quarter that amounts to for you. So 5 transactions a quarter, 12 transactions a quarter, whatever that number is for you. Every 90 days, you get about this much business from this source. Next thing I want you to do is I want you to write down the second thing that you're utilizing, the second best approach that you have. And for 95% of the realtors out there, they're already stumped. We aren't to number 3. We aren't to number 4. We haven't gotten to number 5 yet. A lot of them were like, well, I kind of get business from this. That would be my number 1. And the rest is just random and sporadic. We just found the issue. Audit answer, done. We don't have enough going out there. Now, if something's happening, you're generating a lot of leads and you're not getting them converted, we know there's a conversion issue. And that's something that we need to address. And obviously our conversion training is phenomenal for agents that are looking to truly make a big, big impact to their business. I'm not interested in 6 figures. I'm interested in you getting a 7-figure impact in your business. It may not be the first year, may not be the first 2 or 3 years, but I want to see consistent growth, not to the tune of a couple $100,000 a year. I want to see you doing extremely well. It's only going to happen if you take an honest assessment of what's working, what you have, what you don't have, and what's likely missing, what is lacking in your business. That's what that audit or that diagnostics check is going to do for us here. Because as you start to write these things down, I mean, who would buy your business from you? That looks like there's not, you got friends and family that sometimes go with you. You know, for so many agents, they're struggling to have a real system in place that they can say, well, my Facebook marketing is generating anywhere from 2 to 3 closings every single month. The geo farming that I'm doing using our actual call to actions, the good call to actions that Greg promotes, that's about 1 or 2 closings a month. Our James letter is definitely getting 3 or 4 closings every single month. So the more I'm able to scale up that James letter, the better I do. My perfect home finder program, that's 2, sometimes 3 closings a month. Now you're talking about a dozen transactions a month. You know what the other option is? Sit at home and say, I can't afford a dozen actions a month. I can't afford, people know me, and whenever they call me, I do deals. And that means I closed 16 transactions last year, right? You're not doing, you're doing 1.5 transactions a month. It's not getting you where you need to be. So if you take an honest assessment, if we really did an audit on your business, If today we say 100% of realtors have to go through this process with Greg, let's sit down for a few hours. Let's find out what's working, what's not working, what needs to be plugged in, and actually get those things plugged in. If 100% of the realtors watching this were sitting down with me one-on-one today, every damn one would start closing more business because we actually have an offer out there. We have reasons for people to contact you. Now, you don't have to spend a lot of money to do that. A lot of the stuff that we do is free or nearly free. You're going to need 2 rolls of stamps if you've got a good offer, right? If you've got a good offer, they're trying to jump out of my hand. They want to get out of this house so fast. So if you are using free marketing and then this low cost marketing, and you're doing a good job of conversion, you don't need to sign up for a bunch of stuff. You don't need to pay for subscriptions and buy specific areas and zip codes, and they give you X number of leads and all of that stuff. You don't need to do that. You can generate your own. That is how you get paid. But the fact is, if we do that audit and there's not much going on, you actually need to build a system. And that page that you have in front of you, that piece of paper that you see in front of you right now, I want you to take an honest assessment of those top 5 things that you would write down, that you say at least every quarter. I'd prefer it be every month, but at least every quarter, I get 1 or 2 closings from this. If you don't get it every quarter, meaning that over the last 12 months, you've had at least 4 from that source, do not count it. It's garbage. It's random. It's sporadic. It's not anything that you can depend on. So if you look at the top 5 things that do generate at least a transaction a quarter, as small as that is, again, I wish it were every month, but as small as that is, if you look at those top 5 things, you realize that I could probably put some better marketing in place here. And if I could get access to free marketing or low cost marketing or some type of affiliates paying for this, a lot of that stuff that we teach, if you're doing that monthly newsletter we provide for you, you've got affiliates that are giving you money every month because they want to be in that newsletter. So now you can really go big and all of you make money. You make money. The lender does, the home inspector does, the title company does. This is how you really go big. But if we have a blank piece of paper that we're looking at and we literally put on there friends and family, like if that's the business model, we're not going to go much of anywhere. You're hoping the market gets really hot again, so more of your friends and family are going to buy some homes, but even that is nearly starvation mode. What you're missing is implementation of the system. So no matter what level you are with us, I always recommend go back into the Inner Circle Coaching website and get right back to basics. Foundational model. Is that getting me at least 3 appointments every week? Not leads, not people you're talking to, not this is sounding kind of good. I really hope that it starts to work out for me. 3 people that you're meeting face to face every single week. If you are not doing that, you are not utilizing foundational model that's inside of Inner Circle Coaching. Again, don't go there to learn the shit. Don't go there to review it. Go there to implement it so you actually get the money. I don't care how many videos you've watched. I care how many people you're meeting. So you need to utilize that to get a minimum of 3 face-to-face meetings every single week. And as long as you do that, business starts to happen for you. And then it gives you the cash flow you need so you can really start to build. And those 5 things that you write down are now looking a lot stronger than they were before. Many of you remember, if you've been following me for a while, you remember when I was running my Facebook ads and I'm like, I don't know about this Facebook stuff and seems kind of old and stodgy and I don't like it. And I don't do social media and I don't like people knowing about my personal business and all of those things I was saying. And I started at $3 a day, $90 a month, $3 a day. Let me try it out. And by the way, when I put this much in, I got that much out, but it was profitable. I said, you know what? Let's go to $10 a day. Oh my gosh, I don't know. That's $300 a month. I don't know. That's a big commitment. Income goes up. Let's go to $50 a day. I'm getting confident here. Let's go to $50 a day. Income starts shooting up. Let's go to $500 a day. Let's go to $1,000 a day. There are many days now that I spend $3,000 to $5,000 in one day on Facebook marketing. could still be at $3 and say, I don't have money. No, because I did it. That's how I got money. The referrals we do all over the country, the agent to agent referrals. You know, the number one source for referrals for a lot of our inner circle coaching members is they're running their own ads in their own marketplace, and they get the right city, wrong state. So like Cleveland has a Cleveland, Ohio, Cleveland, Indiana, Cleveland, Georgia, all over the place. So if you are in Cleveland, Ohio, and you're advertising for that, just the way the algorithms work and all that, you get somebody that's like, hey, I'm moving out of Atlanta and I want to move into Cleveland, Georgia. Well, I'm in Cleveland, Ohio. Let me refer that business to you. So they jump on agentreferralmap.com. They find an agent down there and they refer the business. That's where they're getting a lot of their referral checks every month. But if they weren't advertising in their own area, not only would they not be getting their own closings, they wouldn't be getting the out of area referrals either. They'd be sitting there waiting on friends and family to say that they'd like to do business with them. So if you look at your audit and you start to say, you know what, I'm not real happy with how strong my top 5 items are, I need to fix that. The first thing is, for an awful lot of agents in this country, again, if we go back to that 100% are getting audited today, for the vast majority of them, if they just implemented foundational model and held to, I'm getting 3 appointments per week, that's more business than they've seen in the last year. Even in the hottest market in the history of ever, they never got to a consistent 3 appointments every week, which is 12 to 15 meetings per month. They weren't getting that. So putting that in place might become your number one. And then we start to say, okay, I want to do some of this new construction advertising because we're getting paid bonuses on new construction now. And I don't have to do anything. I just introduce them. They write the contract. They do their own stuff. They do their closing. They do their title company. They do their everything. All I got to do is show up. I want to do a whole bunch of those. Well, you add that. That's your number 2 thing. Oh, I'm getting a bunch of attorney referrals now. I'm using Greg's program. I'm getting all these attorneys referring business to me because they're meeting people that are getting a divorce, that had a probate they were dealing with, grandma died, whatever the case is. Those are all opportunities for you. But there's a difference between knowing how to do it and actually doing it, actually implementing that for profit. How many appointments are you getting every week? Knowing that you can utilize our system to have real access to unlisted and free market properties, it's what every single buyer in the country wants. And everybody that's selling a home is also usually buying a home, and they want it too, which means you get listings off of it. Why in the hell do you not have it going out there every single day? If I go to Marketplace today, you're only allowed on Facebook Marketplace. It's free. We can all afford that. I give you the ad templates inside Inner Circle Coaching. We can all afford that. Facebook has a limit. You're only allowed to post an ad 150 times a day. How many of you posted today? Yesterday? Let's log in and see. Let's do an audit. Let's log into Facebook Marketplace. Let's look at your city. How many did you do the day before that? I mean, you don't have to do 150. Did you do 3? They take 2 minutes. Did you do 3? It takes you longer to heat up a frozen burrito in the microwave than it does to generate a $20,000 lead. A closing that can be $10,000, $15,000, $20,000. How many are you doing per day? 0. Not 1, 0. You know how to do it. You have the ad right in front of you on the Inner Circle website. You can click on Facebook Riches and you can see that. You can see what other agents are spending. They're getting leads at $2.10 a piece if they're running it as an ad. When they run it on Facebook Marketplace, it's totally free. And you're like, oh, I want to go learn how CRMs work. I might switch brokerages because this broker is going to charge me less of a commission in the rare instance that I do have a closing. You're worrying about expenses. You're not worrying about income. So as you look at that piece of paper, there's not a lot of data there. There's not a lot of stuff you can even adjust if you don't have a lot going on. How well are your marketing funnels performing? What's your average cost per lead? And then average cost per closing? Are you scaling up? Once you know what that advertising cost is per closing, are you scaling that up to get more closings? Most of you are like, I don't really have, but I'm licensed. I'm not practicing. I'm licensed, but I only practice when a friend or a family or a past client contacts me. so we can see what the real issue is. It's not the market. It's not interest rates. It's not competition. If 1,000 realtors in your area turned in their license today, you will still get 0 calls over the next 7 days. And then over the next 30 days, you are still going to get 0. You're not getting beat by the competition. You're getting beat by obscurity. You got to get that message out there a lot more. If you don't ask, the answer is no. Right? I found that every single agent's income is in direct proportion to the amount of offers that they put out to the public. Every single agent, no matter their capability, their qualifications, how well they talk, how well they look, how young or old or skinny or fat, every one of those agents, their income goes up if they put more offers out there. Their income goes down if they put less offers out there. You think about whoever's the top producer, maybe they're spending a ton of money. They're putting billboards all over town, and there's no way you could keep up with them. If they cut it out, they cut their income. They can cut their income to 0 because that's what's actually generating the business for them. Now, you don't have to go that big. Start with the free stuff. It's 150 ads a day you could put on Marketplace. Are you doing 1? Are you getting anybody from it? So look at that audit sheet and start thinking, you know what? I want to do it again next week, and I want to have better answers. And then I want to do it again in a month or so, and I want to have better answers again. As an Inner Circle coaching member, you have a plethora of information in front of you, ad examples in front of you. You go and you click on the ad clinic calls. We do calls where we're actually reviewing the ads of agents that are crushing it in today's market. Just copy it, literally word for word. Just copy it and run that thing. The one we did last month was like averaging $2.13 a lead. So go find $2.13, 213 pennies if you need to, and let's go get you a $10,000 commission. You have to find a way to fix that audit sheet. We got some awesome training today for those of you that are members. If you're not a member with me, by the way, check out the video description down here. But make sure you're following this page and you turn on notifications. I've always got some good info for you, but I need you to be implementing at a high level. We've got some awesome Inner Circle coaching calls today. I'll plan on seeing you on the live calls. If you missed the live call, you can always go back a week later, a month later, 4 months later. You can go back and review all of that training on the members website. Get in there. Let's get you making money, and let's fix your audit sheet so that it looks a lot better financially. We'll talk soon, and bye-bye for now.